Hey everybody, ranking season is upon us, and I just want to say best of luck to all you fourth years in compiling your list and figuring out where you guys hope to be going to. So just best of luck to you guys. I know it's a little late in the ranking season and figuring out how you want to arrange your list, but I thought it'd be helpful just to make a video on what influences people when they are ranking different programs. So location, location, location. I know for many applicants, location is probably the top of their mind. They want to end up at a program that's going to be near family, friends, or a fiance or a spouse. And it was honestly no different for me. My top 3 programs were all closest to where I lived. Another criteria to judge a program or how you want to rank a program is by fit or feel. Now, a lot of people will say, hey, just rank programs according to your gut. Whatever you felt like the best, you should probably rank that as your first. There's no reason to stress out about every single little detail, but rather what your general impression of the program was should guide how you rank your list. I know that when I asked other residents or even physicians on how they ranked programs, a lot of them gave this advice to go with your gut feeling or what program that you felt like you fit in most. And I was kind of surprised just on my different interviews that you could definitely tell every program had a different culture, emphasized different things. There are a lot of intangibles, even on interview day, that kind of make an impression on you, both good and bad, that can help steer you towards a decision of whether or not you want to be at that program. For example, it could be, how was the interview organized, or how was interview day organized? Was it scheduled well? Did you go to didactics? Were there residents that went to eat lunch with you guys, or did they have a resident dinner or social gathering afterwards for you to meet people? All of those things add up and leave an impression on whether or not this program is the right fit for you. So looking back on your interviews, it's helpful to go through what kind of impressions those programs left you. Do you think you would be happy there? Do you think there's good resident support? Do you think that you would get good training from that program? And all of those kind of tie up together into this gut feeling on if it would be a good fit for you. Another criteria to use in ranking is the quality of the education or the training. You always have to remember that residency is temporary, but it is kind of the training ground that is going to be the foundation for your career as a physician. And so if the program has a strong didactic, strong education program, you know that it's probably going to prepare you for whatever you might face in the future. And so that's something to keep in mind as you're ranking these programs. Just to add on, there are some things to think through that I didn't think through about training. Think about how much outpatient there is, how much inpatient, how much time you're spending in the hospital. Look on the websites of those hospitals. How many beds? What is the primary patient makeup that they're serving? Or are they a trauma center? Are they a stroke center? Are they a STEMI center? Because that's going to determine, how comfortable you are with those scenarios in the future. So we've talked about location, we talked about gut feeling, and we've talked about training. The last little category that I like to put together is what I would call, quote, the little things. So there are little things about programs that it might be kind of hard to judge on interview day, but to me, they're still very important. And, these are real things that residents think about that I think should maybe play a little role in your decision making. But for example, does the program you go to have a cafeteria? So great, most of them all do. But the follow-up question is, how's the food, and am I going to pay for it? So one of the things I love about my program is that I don't have to worry about food. Sure, there's a spending limit, but most of the time you're not going to spend that much money on food. But it's so convenient to not worry about meals when you're in the hospital. Especially as an intern, you're spending so much time in the hospital. You don't have time to get meals, to prep meals. And so having access to food and free food is a really big convenience. The other little things are going to be convenience. And so, for example, are you going to have to travel around a lot during your training? I know that some interviews that I went to for family medicine, you would have to go to different hospitals for your OBGYN experience, for your pediatrics experience, and even your clinic experience. And so you might be driving all over the place during the week. And, to some people it might not seem like a big deal. But it's so convenient just to have all your training at one location. So some other little tiny things. Hey, is there an education budget? Is this program going to help pay for my board exams? Or are they going to give me an education fund? Let's say I want to buy an app, I want to buy a book. is there some kind of program for that reimbursement kind of thing going on? And those are super nice perks to have because board exams are really expensive, and you guys all know those question banks are just drying up your wallet too. Another big thing is parking. Hospitals are big. There's a ton of people working there. The last thing you want to worry about is parking. All right, usually in the morning you get there so early, so maybe there's plenty of parking, but let's say for some reason you have to come back in the middle of the day. You don't want to worry about parking on like the 10th floor in the back corner, rushing over to whatever conference you're going to. So definitely check the parking situation at the program that you're at. You know, is parking available and is it free? Because I know there are definitely programs out there that you're going to have to pay for a parking permit on top of all your other expenses as well. Another little thing to look out for is, does this program have ways to support my interests? For example, if you're interested in things like palliative care or sports medicine or international medicine, are there little subset programs in place that might help support that interest? Are there exchange programs to other countries, or does it have a fellowship that you might be interested in? These are all little things that are definitely going to influence your decision in how you rank programs. I hope this video was helpful in just kind of summarizing or even help organizing your thoughts as you're ranking your programs for residency. There's always so much to think about, and at the end of the day, I'm very much of the camp that you should just go with your gut. Nobody can decide this for you. Go with the programs that you want to go with the most. So again, best of luck to you fourth years out there. I know it's a stressful time, and I know you guys are anxious, just eagerly awaiting match day. But I'm excited for all you guys. I'm so excited just to see what interns are going to end up at my program. So best of luck to all of you. And again, thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions or comments or kind of other things you'd like to add to the video, feel free to leave them down below. Make sure you check a mag.